Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2. Shaka, brah. You already know. Whose side do you want, doofus? Listen, I'm not gonna grill you. You look nervous. But do what the frick? I'm gonna slap you upside the head. Ah.
What on earth were you playing at just now? Rather, what on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis. My amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start.
It's just a hypothesis. That's the point. You should know this. Sorry about that. No, I'm not.
But you promised me. You said you'd prove that dreaded explosion was an accident, not a murder. You said to keep my precious invention from falling into anyone's hands. But after all you've done so far is trying to undermine me.
Yo, my bad. I did make you a promise. That's right. I said that I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. I didn't talk about your machine, okay? As I told you, I was no scientist. I don't even understand her hypothesis. All I understand is the facts. And the facts are, someone's got an effing crossbow, and the thing says they hit it deliberately. The fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there?
I just run through some equations, yes, usually, because my work is incomplete.
Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence. Do you understand that?
Oh, no!
Jesus effing Christ. I'm physic. I have a migraine. The grain in question is wheat.
You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault, and I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster. Not just a scientist, but as a human being.
Whoa, that might be a little over the top. Sorry I lost my cool back there.
And while we're on the subject, what about Baroque?
Baroque? It would definitely be pronounced Baroque. What about Baroque? He's being awful. God dang. Michelle. Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean? That's just his job. This song is effing gorgeous. I'm doing Obama impressions. What the?
He's a disaster. Not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being.
Oh.
But no, wait. He's the raper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore.
It's definitely human. Glad that's cleared up. Was it, though? Can I double check something with you?
Yes, what?
The machine and the demonstration you prepared. They were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved? You know, sleight of hand? Forced perspective? Pepper glass?
I drew the plans from the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn with the firm belief that science is the only future. Yes, it's true that my hypothesis wasn't reached maturity yet, but Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it.
I must believe. If you say so, I understand. Get in here, you blokes! The prosecution is ready to take the next stand. Yeah, let's see them. Let's see these new witnesses. Come on! What kind of bizarro freak are we dealing with? Or freaks. I'm really hoping it's freaks. It all hinges on that demonstration. If the professor's hypothesis is sound as he claims, it leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant that, yeah, it's just not physically possible. He's a joke, I swear. Just straight up not possible. It's a joke, really. I mean, it is Sholmes we're dealing with. When he needs to be serious, he's pretty serious. But he is also an eccentric. So really, what should I be trying to prove here? Whose side am I on? At times like this, we just gotta follow the facts. I mean, and the rest will become clear. That is the thing. Real talk, Ace Attorney has taught me. If you can just... I mean, I don't want to be completely, married to reasoning, but genuinely, it's okay, let's just not go on assumptions here. What are the facts? Usually things work out. I don't know. Based on my experience, I guess. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, we're doing this again, okay? Well, how about these new eyewitnesses, huh? Witnesses? He pluralized. Ooh.
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
I use the bathroom, so I'm fine, and I don't need to leave.
Well, that's good, I guess. So, Lady Van Zeeks, I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes. Indeed, they did. As luck would have it, one of them is a police detective.
Oh.
So the testimony we're about to hear can be considered highly reliable.
Okay. Detective of all people. Well, they're not always the most alert, fellas.
The prosecution's stance remains unchanged.
Wait, is it Gina?
Oh, it ended in tragedy. The demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound. And consequently, the sole person with the opportunity to have committed the act of murder is the only individual to have present at the stage of the time. The accused.
Thank you, counsel. Prosecution's position is clear. So bring forth your witness now.
Bailiff, show the witness in. The witness who proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally.
Gina? Not exact. Oh my god, who are you? Hey! It's pretty obvious, but.
State your name and occupations.
Is a little kid gonna be able to testify? Oh, right. Air balloons.
My name is Bolts Harloon. I am the impresario of the hot balloons in vicinity of the Esperanto stage. Okay.
My name is Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigmund Ormstein. I've come to the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia.
What? Oh. Alright, that's commerce for you.
I'm very rich.
Inspector Gino Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective. Even Sherlock Holmes agrees. I was on security duty at the exhibit, and I got all up in one of them balloons. It was amazing.
Gina, dude, why are you upset? Come on. She did mention she'd seen the disaster from all the way up there, didn't she? Right. She clearly loved every minute of it. I mean, you're not having fun, but stick in the mud, man.
There were 3 balloons flying near the public exhibition stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time and saw events unfold from the skies above.
You make it sound like they were in the clouds. I was only an altitude of circa 60 feet. Very low by balloon standards.
Well, ya can't see nothing if you fly too high, can ya?
60 feet. About 18 meters. Okay. Sure. Don't know what that has to do with anything.
Thank you for the introductions, and thank you for telling us your monetary value. You will give your formal testimonies. Kindly describe what you witnessed that day. Up there with your vantage point on the stage and all that.
This is, why is he all beat up? What happened to you, Mr. Bohemia?
It was incredibly terrible. I was only grateful that my balloons were not damaged.
There's this huge bang from the stage, and next second, another bang in the skies above.
Oh, you don't say.
And from amidst the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. The cage is fall from the sky like a stone and crashed in the crystal tower.
Wait, what?
Didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went there after it crashed in the tower.
Okay. Well, we do have what looks like a piece of green cloth. Could that be an air balloon too? Could the crossbow have shot it down? And could there have been a fake cage? But then there's a real body here. How do you explain that? I just don't know. But that does seem like what the evidence we have And look, there's even 2 balloons in this diagram. How about that? All right, I kind of get where this is going.
Most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Could I just clarify something? There's a detail in witness testimony that I've not yet heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions? Is that it?
Well, precisely 2 explosions in 2 separate places, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, now there's a 3rd balloon. Crud. They're multiplying!
When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around... No other balloons in the air at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear.
Right, then that goes kaplooey.
And as the power was supplied to the machine from the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called bird cage containing the victim disappeared, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred, directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses.
You don't say. So what's... I mean, this diagram spells it out for us! Dude!
The bird cage appeared at the time of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down to the Crystal Tower.
Then how we... Going by that hypothesis, if there are 2 cages, then how did the one from the main stage disappear? From thin air? That just doesn't add up.
I was very surprised. Suddenly a cage appeared before my eyes, with a person inside. The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide. One more, please.
Oh, sure thing, buddy. Here you are. My pleasure.
I still have lots of money. Case you're wondering.
No one asked, dude. Precisely who is this curious infant?
I'm told he's a very young noble of Bohemian royalty, Your Honor. Apparently he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed and
himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibit? I've never read it that way.
I am here in London on sightseeing trip. This is my elementary school. We'll have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
Yeah, a lot of good that's gonna do. Do we really need such a thing? Oh, wait, the mask is off.
Then I remove my mask. This is what I look like.
I see a delightful face, you whippersnapper.
Ja, everybody say so.
Great disguise. Good if you just take it off right away.
The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower when the victim fell. Therefore, only the accused who was with Mr.Harebrayne on the stage could possibly committed the murder.
Thank you, counsel. Prosecution views the matter are quite clear. So, the defense cross-examination now, please.
Yes, my lord. Okay. What are we on the lookout for? I mean, just the explosion of these balloons. What did you hear? So let's think.
It was an accidental terrible. I'm only grateful that my balloons were damaged. Shut the frick up.
There's a huge bang from the stage. Next second, there's another bang in the sky.
Tell me about this second bang in the sky. If you had to give it a cardinal direction, where would you put it? I don't know why I turned in that comedian guy. He was a Spider Pig or something in one of the movies. You actually saw the accident happen from up in the air, correct?
Yeah. And it's amazing what a detective gets to do. I'm telling you, Odo, being a lawyer's a mug's game.
I like mug. It's good soda. I mean, it's okay. It's all right to have a moo beer once in a while.
What? Anyway, you should join the force. We can fly together.
That sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm avenging Cosima's dying wish, okay? Yes. Could you tell us exactly what you saw?
Everything. We saw everything. Because we were up above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into the cage. And that dodgy professor pulling all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was this massive bang. And the cage disappeared just like that.
You're describing the moment subject body was decompressed by electricity, I believe.
Didn't know what to make of it. But then there was another bang, right in my ear. I looked around and there was a huge great fireball right next to the sky.
What the frick? What the frick? Why does that always scare me? Excuse me! Quit whispering in my ear, you frickin'... Master Gotts, please don't interrupt, Miss Gina. But does your memory of the day differ?
My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name. Thanks. What is this? What are you playing at? Wilhelm Gottfried Sigmund Ormsteyer.
What is happening? What, 4 names now? The point is, do you have something to say? Dude! He's not a dude, he's a little kid to a little kid! Something to add to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remark.
Oi, get it right, Erdo. I'm an inspector.
Detective sounds cooler, though. You gotta admit, Gina. I'm doing you a favor. Unless everyone have a problem with how I address them. I mean, I guess it's their names, but, you know, means a lot to Gina.
That is not what I saw. Oh. Okay. Great. Discrepancies. I love them. Ja. There was a second explosion, and it was right beside a balloon. That is true. But I'm sure... Oi. Which is what I said in it. 1 minute there was nothing. The next, a massive explosion. My teacher at elementary school said that when someone else is speaking, if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable.
These accents are all over the place, and they're not from their countries of origin. Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy? He's full of something. Beans. And also balloons. A lot of B words. Huh?
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green ball.
Green! Green! Gina's green! Wait, this is green. Frick.
A green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon, you say?
You what? Never saw nothing like that. Well, I did. I saw it, and you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the council. I will cry, and I will scream, and I will yodel.
It's not Bohemian.
My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed. I thought I was a brat. Bleeding egg. Royalty card, are you? Typical. Class system and all that.
This is the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's police. Hey, come on. She's got her first job. Come on.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend that testimony in the interest of coordinal national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia.
Give me a second. Oh, that's Bohemia? Dude, my accent's wrong. I thought he was like German. Bruh. I mean, I guess they call it Deutschland, right? I don't know what they call it back then.
And what's not the sky that exploded? It was a green balloon that was
next to ours at the time. Okay, how big was this balloon? Tell me more. Are you sure about that?
Of course I am sure. I'm a proud Bohemian prince. All these questions are making me boring.
What? Making you... But I think you mean bored, sir.
English is very annoying. The language of my countrymen is far superior.
Ragazzo, it's very wrong to lie. What?
Lie?
Flying balloons never explode for the same reason plants never explode. It's logical. Please tell me that doesn't mean logical. I guess there's people from all over checking out the exhibit. This is actually a fun chapter for that reason. I don't know the balloon guy's country of origin, though. I couldn't tell you.
If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia.
Madai. Okay, well, that... Well, I don't want to turn this into like a world language class or anything, but it's actually Madai. And it's like, seriously? And fun fact, it's also a Chinese military general. I don't think they pronounce it the same way. So he's definitely from Italy. We got it.
I will have the army come and shoot all you stupid balloons at the sky. All of them.
That's not nice. I'm not going to do an Italian stereotype. This guy's just going to... Well, here you are, Your Highness. If only our international incidents were so easily resolved. That was good.
And that peaceful relations have been restored in the courtroom palace, so we can return to the testimony. Did you also see the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Loon?
No. I did not say the explosion myself. However, I am from Canada now. The cage that fell from the sky like a stone and crashed in the Crystal Tower. Okay. Why do we have to amend his testimony if we didn't get anywhere with that? The green balloon. I mean, it's a little too early to press this. Because this isn't a contradiction. This should just be inquiring that, yeah, there is a balloon. So let's just hold on to that. I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed. Okay. So, was it you who gave the order to keep people away?
Use your arrow, though. How could it have been me? I was in a balloon, wasn't I?
Right. You know, you do have a big mouth. Maybe you just yelled, "Oi!" I'm not going to take that lightly.
So, cause I weren't available. It was the boss who had him leg it over there. It was getting shoved out and kicked all over by the panicking spectators, trying to get a seal of the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell ya. Amazing.
Well, you had a fun day, didn't you? Poor inspector. Jeez.
So anyway, I couldn't see the cage that was cause of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see him, to be honest. Scared out of me wits.
That's the first. That was like the most truthful she's been in a while. Keep it together, Inspector. You can do this. Wait, that wasn't it? No! I thought that would surely lead to something. Dump! Prosecution really is asserting that the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was actually some kind of switch-around trick? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That would mean the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. Okay, so... The two explosions could have thrown everyone into watching a panic. Yeah, get them distracted. I think I need to find out more about exactly the people saw it before the explosion happened. Who mentioned something like that? Your balloons, that's cool, that's cool. Wait, hold on, tell me about these exploding balloons, big guy. I'm just curious. There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage, I understand? Si, all 3 of them, my bellissimi bambini? What? My bellissimi bambini. They're very popular, signor. Some people pay £10 for one ride. 10 whole pounds? It's more than my annual stipend, Jesus!
£20 a month. That is my pocket money.
No one asked. Shut up.
I got up there for free, I did. Play the whole, I work for Her Majesty's police card, you know.
We get it. You get great deals, Gina. Detective has all the luck, I guess. Civil servant. Can't really pull that card, but if they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons? Why not a whole bunch?
Because if I have too many in the sky, they could crash into each other.
The operations for the balloons were dedicated by lots, which each operate manning a particular area.
Alright, they go up and down. Makes sense.
See, and the above public experimentation stage is most profitable. They're the inspirators. They hate me.
Alright, I guess you had the top billing, I guess, or just the best seats in the house.
I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements of the balloons. Gotcha. I should get more about what you actually witnessed, huh?
Right, I can fill you in, my lord.
Oh, well, okay, that was still funny, so it was worth it, but... Huge bang. Next second, another bang in the skies beside us. So it goes just straight into It doesn't. Nobody even talks about the stage in this. I think we've already pressed everything. Dumb. God, I could watch that coin animation for hours. It's so good. Anyway, freaking... He fell from the sky like a stone. What did the kid say? The balloon popped was a green balloon. But that's not a contradiction. He's just stating a fact. And our evidence aligns with that fact, so there's no reason to. Huge bang. My balloons were not damaged. Sir, is this your... Oh, frick. The other impresarios hate me. Hate you so much they'd shoot down one of your balloons, maybe? Okay, hold on. What I was trying to do originally is this. Sir, what color is your balloon in that lot? I gotta know. His name is Mr. Loon. Because he operates balloons. Jesus, that's like the worst one ever. Nah, Mr. White's probably the worst one ever. You said that all three of their balloons had operating at the same time were undamaged. That's on record.
See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions, it would have been terrible.
I wonder if you might know what this is.
I think it may be... See, part of a balloon. A burnt piece of the fabric on the envelope.
Envelope? What are you talking about?
Pardon? That is the larger round part of the balloon which becomes filled with hot air. That made very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want to rip when you are in the sky.
Makes sense. Oh my god, that's a terrifying thought. Oh my god. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified, I'm terrified because wax and heights. A green balloon did indeed explode that day. If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, like you said, your statement that they were undamaged is wrong. That's a contradiction. Whoa, Jesus. It's got a little box that cracked me up. Balloon exploded that day. Maybe everyone on board was killed. Oh no, having just spent 200 pounds on the experiments. How awful.
Seems to me like these things crash 50% of the time anyway.
Oh my god, 50%? That's a terrible statistic. The instantaneous kinesis did occur. But after the explosion on the stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon. How do you know that? Excuse me?
Causing the balloon to explode. Yes. Eminently plausible.
An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts. Yes, I cannot accept. Why? You're suggesting that I'm a liar? The person died in a balloon incidente. There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Balloon. The victim was the sole fatality that day. That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There's no such balloon in the sky. It is none possible. You're saying it's impossible? Why? The court has more important matters to discuss the numbers of balloons that were operating that day. Are you? No, we do not. What are you talking about? We can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to know anything about this other balloon until this very moment. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon.
I concur. There's clearly more to the truth here.
Why is he trying to move on?
It's imperative that we clear up the issue, this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, they'll give supplementary testimony about the balloons you're operating that day.
Grazie, my lord. I'm so sorry, I don't even know English. I'm not too privy to multiple languages. I hardly even know Japanese, and that's probably the one I listen to the most. As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying passengers. They fell to the ground in an explosion. What a catastrophe. But you can't get away with the fact that a burnt-up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can ya? Coppers at the yard reckon it's probably some debris thrown from the explosion. Oh my god, remember the crime scene? Oh my god, we can't see the crime scene. God dang it. God dang it. But there's a bit of like smoldering ash near it too, like a bonfire. Dude! What happened there? Ah, this stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have a red and white zigzag stripes anyway. Oh! All of them? He said he did testify to that earlier. No, he didn't. Huh. But yeah, where's the green from then?
So your assertions that the balloon this child saw was not the one belonged to you?
Si, exactamente. If he saw a balloon in the first place, I did not like the sound of it. It's very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia. Good luck with that. If you attack us, we will fight back. I will be war, a lot of war. There's a big difference between war and what you're saying, kid. Both are terrible. All right, one worse than the other. What happened to all that war? Well, I guess that's over. Crisis averted. Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying. But that doesn't change the fact that testimony and the evidence are contradictory. What gives?
The defense is unable to fault with the witnesses' statement. The court must consider them the truth. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
The situation has clearly changed. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here. No matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may... Oh, frick. I'm sorry. I'm still in your lines, my lord. I'm sorry. All right, yeah, just do it. Okay.
So, Mr. Belsahar, what do we got here? He's no liar. Balloon in the sky I had landed safely. Fine. All three of the balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground, an explosion would be a catastrophe. Then maybe it was carrying something else and not a passenger? Like, I don't know, maybe a fake of some kind? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, though, because that's real blood. Right? Oh my god. Oh my... I'm sorry, guys. I might have just figured out the whole case. You know what they say about Miss Tispell's wax figures? They were encased with real humans? You know what I'm getting at? I mean, maybe. Oh, don't let her go to jail. Oh, come on. Johnny, quit simping and just solve the case. You're right. I'm sorry. She's just so pretty. But you can't get away from the fact that a burnt-up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can ya? Yeah, I like what she's saying. I'm surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues? I'm not into picking stuff off the ground, man. Yeah, you only pick stuff out of people's pockets, Gina. I can't. That's too mean. I'm sorry. Oh, it's working out better diving it. There you have it. So much for the new career path. Mind you, the boss was on his ins and knees, picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is, though, Cage went crashing in the Crystal Tower, didn't it? So what's there most of the investigating was going on? Okay, so they missed some stuff. Even so, I thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered up this evidence. Cool, listen here. Is someone across a bit of balloon and suddenly the best investigator in the world? He's pretty good. He saved your butt. I guess you... How soon we forget. Well, you ain't got a badge, have ya? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to. But absolute power corrupts, absolutely. I wouldn't put it past her. Jeez. Guess she doesn't have much of a conscience. Come to think of it, there was a talk of some scorching on the ground a meeting on about the investigation. Yeah, I noticed that too. That didn't lead anywhere, seriously? Cops of that yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from an explosion. Okay. Is that gonna get us anywhere? Let's try that. Come on. I think this is it. There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there? Yeah. Some of the coves watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old contraption did keel over, eh? I hadn't considered that. Maybe it's best it did get destroyed.
It seems there was a great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson can accept repercussions.
Like me swiping all his fish and chips, we're getting off topic. Dang it! None of this matters. A scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente. Oh no, all the people from Italy are gonna be mad. Stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and white zigzag stripes. Can we get some evidence of that? Got a picture? I mean, the color's wrong. Si, signor. Signor? I've never heard that. I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse. You can check. And yet a piece of cloth was found at the scene. It's unmistakably from a balloon. Well, I do not know how that could be. You're sweating. What's going on here?
For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question?
Why not?
There have been recreational balloon fights over Hyde Park, operating before the Great Exhibition.
Oh, come on!
One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate.
As I'm sure you'd agree. Yeah, we need evidence pointing this to being from the day in question. I mean, I don't know how big Hyde Park is. Maybe it's hard to clean up.
You believe it might have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibit?
Ah, si! Examente! As the signor says, it's not from one of my balloons. Clearly, this little ragazzo from... I was speaking, and he just cut him off. What? What's going on, little guy? Something wrong, Mr. Guts? It's Master Wilhelm Gottsreich Sigmund Ormstein. I was on the tip of my tongue. How could I forget? Yeah. Something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear on over Bohemia. You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. Wait. A customer is a customer. If you do not have evidence, ragazzo, I must tell your parents to punish you, eh? Oh. Let's let the judge do the punishings, please. Evidence? What is this evidence?
To give a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance, some tangible proof of what you claim.
Well, didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph right here. Oh, good you effing little rugrat. Oh my god. I had not been near Beam Balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. Alright, that's on record, but he had a pictograph? You're kidding. I took lots of photos of the Crystal Tower, of the Homian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hot eels. Hot eels? What the frick? Oh yeah, they eat those. The instantaneous kinesis experiment. Did you photograph that? Ah, one picture. One? Crud. This is either gonna be really good or really bad. But all I want was a writing balloon. I was not interested in boring experiment. Can we please take the 30 days it'll take to get these pictures processed, please? Ah, of course. And then we'll see. We'll see I'm not lying. Yet, I really did see a green balloon. Is your camera in color? Well, he's rich. It's just like I thought. It is a crossbow. Dude! Well, I see you're all too shocked to speak.
Yeah, I think shock's the word for it. Oh, right, he lost his balloon every time he has an outburst.
As you cannot see that is via green balloon from this photograph, but...
It is on my fault! That is fault is his stupid person who made the camera!
Right, it's not in color. That's a very bohemian sounding cry. I don't get the joke.
The court will accept it as evidence. Oh my god, just shut up, man.
Another balloon that he claims was green. Exploded moments. Let me see that crap, please. Okay, just stop crying, dude. Come on.
It's not my fault. It's the fault of the person who made the camera.
Well, thanks for the evidence. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you, okay? In any case, when exactly did you take the photo?
Well, it was the day of the big explosion, and it was big, and it exploded, and...
You don't say. Any other descriptors, please?
Then I pressed the shutter release. There was very loud bang, and hot wind rushed over my face.
Wait, what? That means the photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred, because there's a delay on the camera.
Well, if you ask me, this black and white photo changes nothing. I could not give the flying fig.
That sounds like he's... Oh my god. Lovely language! Oh! Okay. As I thought, Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. Wait, the stripes! Hold on. Is it a solid green balloon? Oh, dump. It totally is. There's no stripes on that. So as far as we can understand, we can trust his testimony. That pattern checks out. Wait, who's in the background? Look at this little. Where did I run into? Crazy. Anyway, friggin'. Let's yeah. The young bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon. Mr. Loon vehemently denies the possibility. It's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number that were in the air. Right. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. The inconsistency. I do think we have to catch him out on this, but... How? All three of my balloons were carrying passengers. They fell to the ground in an explosion. What a catastrophe. What if there's no one in the balloon? Well, no one living. You know what I mean? But then how do we explain? Is this the real guy? It has to be. And in the smoke and confusion, he escaped and then fakes his death. Right? Maybe that's too simple. Okay, this is my current theory. Right. We have 5 hits before we're out of here. And he's saying they were carrying passengers. As you can clearly see in this picture, there is no passenger. Standing up, there could still be cargo. That's totally possible. Additionally, can I just see the people involved in the case yet? No, I guess we can't. Darn. But I want to learn more about Mr. Balsahar. He seems cool. Not really cool, but, you know. Then take this, for example. Okay, we got it. Let's go. First try. I'm kind of on a roll lately. I'm kind of happy with it. I just take the time and think about it. Unfortunately, the photo Master Gotts took can't tell us the color of the balloon, but it can tell us something else. Something crucially important.
What is it?
It shows that the picture balloon wasn't carrying any passengers.
My goodness, you're right. But surely all the balloons have been carrying passengers. Be no sense in it otherwise.
Ah, see! Therefore, pleasure. For seeing the view, my balloons only fly with passengers.
Which tells us what the picture balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day, there was a 4th balloon in the sky. The mysterious green balloon.
I know nothing, niente. I can only tell you one thing. If the balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine.
I'm not accusing you, for the record. I think he's innocent. I don't know. Maybe a co-conspirator at worst, but there are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition.
managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loom's patch without him realizing.
Ah, si. The competizione. Trying to steal my profits. I do not notice, because the experimento that went wrong on the stage.
That's fair. His fourth balloon exploded the very same moment Mr. Asman was beamed from the stage below.
Right. So them scraps that fell on the ground after and left them scorch marks. They didn't come from the stage at all. It was a bit of the balloon raining down, I see. But 'cause no one was in it, didn't get no attention. Poor thing. Neglected.
Mysterious fourth balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating above the experimentation stage.
This photograph shows us nothing more! A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. Clearly has nothing to do with the case.
Its relevance does elude me, I guess, gotta say.
The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded.
Oh, no one seems convinced. Sorry, it's kind of juvenile. I don't know. Really? Have we really gotten to the truth yet? Why is he acting so strange? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up and not in our favor. What, really? What else can this photograph tell us? Is there anything more to learn? Yes, there is! The target! That bolt of whatever it is! Come on! I mean, I don't know what the bolt is, but... Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Please don't give your decision yet. The photograph of the Master Gots may be well hiding one vital clue.
What's that?
A vital clue!
Poor guy. Always changes every time.
Well past the point of mere possibilities, it's time for the definitive nows! Tell the court! What exactly does the alleged clue in
The cause of the explosion, dude. A bolt from a surprisingly accurate crossbow. We can reasonably assume the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
That's right. It's what my fault.
Evidently, as the bird cage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly exploded.
Well, there's a lot of ways to destroy a balloon. That's not what happened.
What?
It appeared that the photograph requires closer examination. Counsel, highlight the location of the alleged clue.
Do we do the bolt? Okay, if you look closely, it's plain to see. What's shown is linked to either piece of evidence we have in a way that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. A clue that heavily suggests the real reason the balloon exploded. Man, y'all gotta be like actually stupid. You can't be for like, come on, look at it for more than a second.
Sorry, I lack object permanence, which makes me really hard to be a judge, but I get by.
The timing of the photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white light that appears directly at the balloon.
Most likely a ray of light.
Oh, come on.
I'm afraid I can't see nothing of the sort.
You look with a magnifying glass, my lord. It becomes clear the nature of this bright line really is.
Goodness, what is that thing?
Undeniably some flash of light, yes.
Oh, golly. Do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a finer day.
I believe we may be looking at fire.
Sorry.
A bolt of fire heading straight for the balloon like an arrow.
Indeed, to my aging eyes, it appeared to be some sort of flame. My word, are you suggesting this flame that struck the hydrogen gas balloon?
But where's the bolt? We didn't discover that at the crime scene.
The balloon would have been 60 feet above the...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No flame could possibly reach such a height.
Oh, but no, like, actually, in my opinion, a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how exactly that fire got up there.
What evidence? All right, out with it. Show me the crossbow. You've been obsessed with this thing for hours, playing with it, spinning it around like you're a maniac.
Take that!
All right, I will.
The true nature of the curious slim streak of light is revealed by this.
Curious answer. What a slim chance of being the correct one, I feel.
What? You're kidding.
Looks something like a piece of firework. Whereas fireworks dazzle the audience. You fizzle out and remarkably disappoint.
Are you joking? Insults dressed up as colorful metaphors, very Van Zeeks-like. Anyway, the firework display isn't over yet. What suggests... Which evidence explains the mysterious streak of flame? Mysterious streak of flame. Can I examine... Oh... I didn't examine. It's a crossbow that extends. So I gotta like extend the crossbow to use as evidence. Great. There's some lever here. I mean, come on. This is a weapon in a gun? I think it's probably used for the same thing, actually. A cross and a bow. It's a crossbow. God effing dang it. It was still labeled mysterious device. That's my bad.
Take that!
Anyway, enjoy your Christmas present.
It's found. Just don't shoot your eye out. This was found hidden at some foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene. What? Had ornaments?
A crossbow, good lord.
An arrow dipped in oil instead of light could have been shot from this weapon, sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon. Would he even take that? I guess it would, if they did that.
Are you suggesting the crossbow was used deliberately?
Blimey, you're right. Streak of light in the photo looks just like an arrow, didn't it? Then the display on the balloon it was.
Yes, someone acting. Very likely the result of flaming arrow from the crossbow, the hydrogen gas inside.
No!
Turned into Vegeta there.
My arm! Order, someone get that guy a medic. He fired a crossbow. No. I was just wounded by his words. Oh, God, quit fibbing then. God dang it. What is this?
Aim was to cause the balloon to explode. The shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's obvious reason why that would have been out of the question.
The noise of the discharge, of course.
That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently. Somebody see? Oh, right. There was an explosion on the podium. And gas, too. And steam.
Well, yeah, if someone had shot a gun at the exhibit grounds, it would cause a real panic, not to mention real loud. But with the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway. No?
I don't like this. Should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but something goes wrong. Like I found that crossbow too easily. You know, I can't keep forgetting about. I can't forget about that.
You understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend?
If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued.
Well, wait a minute, are you really saying it? Oh, I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up to the sky after all? Or what?
My goodness.
Now I understand everything. That's what the sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did I just hear?
Yeah, it's the only way, dude. There's no going back. The horse is bolted, and that bolt bolted. Whoa. How would you get it inside the balloon, though? I thought it was in the carriage, but no. Oh my god. Let's assume, as I said, the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On the stage, when the experiment started, the birdcage and instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode, drawing attention of the spectators above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared, to fall down and crash in the crystal tower. But no, like, that would imply there's two bird cages. And that would mean... Did Harebrayne... Oh no. I think you'll agree it's entirely plausible. Now, what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment that day.
Good grief. God dang, man. What is going on here?
This is ludicrous. What you described as no science experiment. It's child's play. A contemplative display of stage magic. Both Sholmes and Iris said the experiment was impossible. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened. In any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage, in the Crystal Tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that?
I beg your pardon? It just fell, right?
If I may put in a word, as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by simple deception. Huh.
Number 3? Sir?
All that would mean is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr.Harebrayne, and having this other man appear on the stage in front of the show. A body double.
Yeah, maybe even a wax figure. Mr. Harebrayne would have been inside the birdcage that was concealed in the... Wait, Mr. Harebrayne must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start?
Objection. That's not possible!
The balloon would have been sealed with hydrogen gas. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would have even embarked on such a risky venture.
Not necessarily. The explosive force of a balloon gas would very much depend on the mixture ratio.
Oh, Mr. Science, number 4, thank you.
Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixing ratio, the explosion force can be altered.
The mixture ratio? Did you just ratio?
Obviously, the victim's body must have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. But not such an extent to as to render the whole obscure charade impossible.
Well, thank you for your scientific input, sir. So everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. So what are we missing? The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear the instantaneous kinesis had occurred.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept that is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Harebrayne, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. Well, I want to go that far with it. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time.
Curse you.
Dang, he's killing it. You don't even need any backup. What the? Okay, the crossbow thing was stupid, but
It's very, very hard for the prosecution to counter, or Van Zieks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrayne is a suspect now. Hold it. You're joking. Harebrayne, don't you dare.
no!
Mr. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
No problem. It's my job. What, Professor, what are you doing here?
But you can't stop now. Just can't keep your mouth shut, please. Please.
What? Sorry?
What's all this about, Mr. Harebrayne?
I don't know yet.
Sorry.
I, Albert Harebrayne, hereby confess that it was me who stabbed Mr. JohneAwesome. Yes, that was me, with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver. Ah!
What are you doing? Ah!
This is actually making me mad.
I'm on a roll, and you're just...
Nope, I did it. Throw me away, lock the key, or whatever.
Defendant, explain the sudden confession.
This is dumb. Don't listen to him. He's an idiot. I mean, he's not, but he's an idiot. What are you talking about, Harebrayne? Shut up! Shut up!
It's what I've been saying all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine.
What the frick?
You stand there and claim it was all a trick and an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No. You'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it'd be all over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it all.
I'm gonna give you one chance to turn around and retract your statement, and if you don't, the sword ain't for show, bro. It's clear that you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you'll just let me...
Baroque!
Yes.
I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say, I swear it. So, please. Sure, the special dispensation of the Scientific Equipment Act is adhered to and protect my baby.
God, that was a mouthful, huh?
Yeah, I don't blame you, bro.
It was a good chopping academy. But I forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice at this critical juncture. As to my learned Nipponese friend,
Thanks, I could use a glass.
and his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense position in light of the accused's confession.
Yeah, that's pretty kind of you.
Do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? As the moment you do, a special dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth.
I'm sorry, Harebrayne, but my gut is telling me you don't want us to look at that machine for more than a couple of reasons. There's a hidden thing. It's a magic trick. It has to be. I bet anything. There's a little door, and there's a compartment here where the real Odie can escape. But why would he do that? I mean, he didn't build it. Did he? Was that said? It's clear you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it, right? He had help. Maybe some, some guys with not so great, backgrounds. They're shady guys.
Any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis will be preserved.
What would you do here? I mean, our job is to defend him. It's not about his device anymore. We can't let JohneAwesome get away with this. We can't let him fake his own death, dude. We can't let an innocent man rot in jail.
We'll cancel Will's defense position on the matter.
Follow the evidence. What Professor Harebrayne, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on the stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of the hypothesis. There's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. I can't do that. I'm not going to throw this trial. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence or uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust. Then, dude, he'll make more experiments. Going to jail is bad, duh!
You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade?
Ouch.
My learned friend. Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind?
I mean, that's a step too far.
Master Naruhodo?
There's no escape. I have to make a choice. But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something, but what? The defense asserts. No, it's a trick, dude. It has to be. This wording's messing me up, though. I won't lie. It's proper scientific invention? It's not. It's a hoax. I'm sorry, Harebrayne. The great Iris Wilson told me so. Put a lot more faith in her than you. I'm sorry. What? Naruto, talk! No, I can't say it. My client places faith in me. I can't let him down. What must I give up on? Is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? What?
Hello again, Mr. Naruto. It's been far too long.
Am I hallucinating? When did you get in here? I didn't even hear the door open. But what are you? Yeah! What the dub? Okay, you're not a ghost! My first Susato takedown in 6 months. Oh god, I think I hit my elbow on the freaking table. Ah!
There'll be time for talk later, Mr. Naruto. For now, you must concentrate on the task at hand.
Okay, but can you pull me up? Which is working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. You're right, we're not a prosecutor. We shouldn't go after Odie, but Professor Harebrayne.
Yes, my good fellow.
Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too.
Yes, of course. I mean, we're colleagues in that matter.
And I personally believe that you did not stab Mr. Asman. I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must pursue now. I'm done screaming, y'all. I friggin' can't handle it anymore.
Oh, yes, let's get on with the charade, shall we? So you finally opened your eyes.
Yeah? What?
And as for you, Albert, you can't ignore this any longer, can you? Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say?
Baroque!
It's pronounced Barack. Lord Van Zeeks.
Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before. In truth, there is one thing. Something I've remembered that's of relevance. It's true.
What is it? Please.
On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw, and the other stage, a man holding that crossbow.
Well, how about that?
I beg your pardon?
We got him. Odie Asman's going down. I got it all figured out. And I'd be genuinely surprised if I didn't. Professor, did the man have distinguishing features? What did he look like?
Tall, well, taller than me, and thin, thinner than me, with straight hair, straighter and wider than mine.
Okay, that's easy to achieve.
Let me see, one less lens than me, a monocle, a rather stylish black monocle, actually. But one thing in particular will help to positively identify the man. You see, I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built the invention.
Well, what do you know? He built your machine?
Absolutely. Mr. Asman introduced me to him a year ago. He's a man by the name of Enoch Drebber.
Enoch? Drebber?
Drebber! Enoch! So the name means something? Members of the jury seem flustered. Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That man's an abomination!
Name any conjurer wishes to hear either.
My god, are you sure you're not what the who on earth is this guy? Not juror number 3, friggin'.
I'm afraid there isn't the first tale of the nature that I've heard of science circles in connection with that name. There's talk of the flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously, rascals after the government's research grants.
And the magicians are in need of money. I've heard of them resorting to these underhanded tactics, yes. Some acquaintance of mine experienced such things. I mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before.
A man is both an engineer and a magician. Yes. And dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster. That's Enoch Drebber for you.
Enoch Drebber. I I don't get it. So it all was a sham. I'm on the right track. But why would Albert not just say the truth? I don't know. What's going on here? There's gotta be, dude, he's gotta have some dirt on him or something.
It's true, then. My invention. My great machine. It's just a grand illusion.
I think you got scammed, dude. I mean, that's not your fault. Considering we just heard about Mr. Drebber's character from the jurors, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely.
Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume?
I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen, but at the same time, I knew that if it would be found nothing more than a trick, then work of deception, and everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over.
Because you'd look like a scam artist. That's the motive for you to do all that. Dude, you were just a pawn in their game. I hate this!
I was terrified at the prospect.
So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built. The true nature of Mr. Drebber.
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
It's entirely possible that Mr. Asman and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant. But then what about the dead body?
When I announced my invention to the crowd that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials exactly the way Drebber described it. And the smoke suddenly started billowing out. I panicked. I didn't know what was happening.
I believe the guy.
I really don't know the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything more.
We gotta get in there, man. I'm sorry it's come to this, but it's the only way to get you... Now that it's out in the open, there's only one path forward. We gotta protect your innocence. Legit. Gotta get not guilty.
Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded to the special...
Oh my god, I'm so tired of saying that word. Words.
Yes, please just go ahead and broken prod on your line. I'm very sorry.
Jesus Christ, someone get him a tissue or something, man. God. All right, well, Frank.
It would appear that your suspended proceedings are remaining for the day. Lord Van Zeeks!
Yes, my lord.
Court's newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in the matter is critical.
Mr. Drebber, yes.
Get that man! Get that man! If possible, I should like him, sir, with a subpoena.
With pleasure, my lord.
I feel like this is all
going according to Keikaku. Oh, did I just say that?
Now, counsel,
Yeah, home slice.
never call me that again. Sir, when we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you. Evidence. The defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused. I understand, sir. All right, in that case, the court's adjourned. See y'all tomorrow. What a... Oh, that rocked. I hope we see the balloon guy again. It's Susato! What a surprise! I mean... I'm glad you made it, you know. It's not the safest ride, as we've already discussed. Ad nauseum. Jesus.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess.
How did it ever come to this? I don't know, Harebrayne.
I'm so sorry.
Water under the bridge. In the It's apparently not called the Thames. Is it the Thames? Let's find out.
We have technology.
Okay, I know SpongeBob. The Thames. There you go. Did you really have no idea, Professor? I mean, you're not an actor. What about Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean? Who really constructed it?
Naturally, the machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis of all my hopes and dreams. I have complete faith in it.
You didn't look under the stage or nothing? In that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusations against you still stands, and I don't think the jury's really on your side, but if that's the case, we don't have a trial. So let's do as much investigating tomorrow as we can before the trial resumes. Do you understand? Yeah, get those glasses up.
Well, thank you for doing so much for me.
Alrighty, now who I actually want to talk to. Hey! I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruto. Arriving late? I didn't even know you're coming! Didn't you receive my postcard? I want to let you know I'd arrived. Postcard?
I hid it from you, Runo, so it'd be a surprise.
You cheeky little... I'm not even mad. How could I be?
Well, did it work?
Yeah, it did. Especially when she threw me to the ground. That was really surprising. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was going through withdrawals, and one thing led to another. I couldn't help myself. I was just so happy to see you again. It slipped out. You could stick to more traditional displays of emotions? Young lady? Goodness.
Susie train was late in London, Victoria this morning, you see. Made the coachman really whip the horse hard so she wouldn't miss the whole trial.
Oh, poor horsey, but...
I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I couldn't contain myself.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. You kind of saved the day back there. Having you on my side gave me the strength I needed to win. So delighted to see you back in London.
You're too kind, Mr. Naruto. I'm so delighted to be here.
I genuinely didn't think she'd be in the game anymore. Like, bro, glad I'm wrong. Shoot.
I hope I can continue to be of service.
Of course. So, what brings you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest?
Let's save all that conversation for back at home, shall we?
Yeah, I guess this one's been a little long-winded.
You know, I made one of the most special blends ever for this special occasion. Oh, Iris, how wonderful. I can't wait.
Music to her ears. Man, I didn't realize how attached I was to these characters, man.
Johnny's heart grew 3 sizes that day, it did.
Genuinely. Sasato-san back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me. Oh, God, never. Oh, no. But despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. I don't like the sounds of that at all. What the dump? Dude, no, I got this crap. I got this. Right?